So, so our next speaker is Ed Rounsaville from Genco ATC. Ed has spent 26 years in distribution and manufacturing industries. Throughout those years, he has held key positions in operations, finance, merger acquisition teams, system conversion teams, and lean manufacturing. So let me welcome Ed.
Just down?
Yep.
Okay. How many finance people do we have in the room? How flexible are finance people? When I was asked to speak, that was one of the things I was just floored. And when the subject matter came up, flexibility in the global supply chain. Finance people are not very flexible. So you can see, we're going to go through some stuff and you can see some of the challenges I've had over the years. But a little quick overview. I'll try to get through this pretty quick. A little background on Genco. We're North America's second largest 3PL. 120 operations throughout North America, 10,000 award-winning teammates. We refer to our employees as teammates instead of employees or associates, developing that. We want to promote that team environment. So we'll focus on that a little bit down. Customer base, so when you talk about flexibility again, if you just look in the left-hand column, if you're handling that many industries, you have to develop flexibility in your whole workforce. Across the U.S., we do have operations in Canada. We're mostly U.S.-based company. As you can see, really strategically in the Midwest and the eastern sections, we are promoting growth in the West and in Canada. All right, a little bit about the operation that we run here in Indianapolis, or in Plainfield. We are on Reeves Road in the Plainfield industry area. A little bit about our customer. Becton Dickinson is the customer for the site that I run. We actually are one facility out of 3 across the U.S. We're called the Hub 1 DC. BD is a medical device industry. They are a leader in this industry, and when you think of medical devices, you don't think a lot about change, but we're going to touch base on a little bit of that. Their purpose, helping all people live healthy lives. Here again, kind of promote a little more of what we're talking about. The site you see here in Swedesboro, New Jersey, has just opened up in 4 Oaks, North Carolina. We relocated that facility about 6 months ago. We went from a 400,000-foot facility to a 715,000-foot facility. All right, a little bit about the Plainfield site. We're 655,000 square feet. We have 2 miles of conveyor, so we're talking about, here again, the technology portion of our business. We have 190 teammates. We service the 24 states. We do 13.5 million cases a year. We run 3 shifts, 5 days a week. And flexibility, do you guys really think we only work 5 days a week? I hope not. All right. Here again. In medical devices, are you kidding me? Flexibility in medical devices. Medical devices, an IV. It's a needle. It's a syringe. Those are some of those products. So when people go, how in the world do you have flexibility in the medical device industry? If this doesn't sum it up, I don't know what does. Couple of big items. So do you guys remember the swine flu from a couple of years ago? We provided 80% of the supplies for the injections for that pandemic. All right? So to give you a little difference of what that means to us, our business grew 40% within a matter of weeks. All right? And this, and when we were talking about, I believe someone earlier was talking about investing in the unknowns, there's not a whole lot of investing. You have to have plans. You've got to plan for these things to happen. Catastrophic disasters, the Haiti earthquake, the tsunami, we were the first company to provide some of those medical supplies for that support. Because you got to remember, all that stuff was gone. There were no vaccines. There were no needles if someone had, was a diabetic. Somebody had to have these supplies. New products, another key area. There's a new product line that we handle. It's actually called Flush, is the distribution word for it. It's actually a way that you can leave your IV in your arm and not have to change this. So what you've done is you've just taken a lot of risk out of the patient and out of the people treating the patient for how to keep that device that's in there, and how to apply new drugs to it without having an adverse effect on the patient. All right, getting into my world, a little more about flexibility in the supply chain. Flexibility, what does it look like to us? The very top statement there, operational challenges on a daily basis, 75,000 cases with people for 65. I think the old saying was, you have to get 10 pounds in the truck, but you only got a 5-pound truck. It's the same kind of scenario. How are we successful doing this? We promote and demonstrate a culture of success and continuous improvement. The behavior-based comments before are perfect alignment for what we look at when we're looking for our people. We focus on cross-functional core teams of leaders and teammates. And what we're looking for here is not only individuals that can do the job, but we're looking for individuals that can do the job and pull the guy with them that's beside them. We're looking for what we call true leaders. Operations leaders, work leaders. The technical side, we can get people the technical side. We can help that technical side develop it, but we're looking for leaders, and that's how we're successful. And if you notice, one of the main statements here is we're not only looking for key leaders like in management, but we're looking for leaders out on the shop floor. We're looking for the guy that drives a forklift at 25 pallets an hour instead of the guy that runs 23 pallets per hour. Then we take the guy that does the 25 an hour and we go, okay, we want you to work with the guy that's running 23 an hour, and you guys work together and figure out how do you do that? Because those are, we talk about best methods and best practices. That's how we're trying to apply those principles in the workforce. How do we find these people? The behavior-based interview program, selecting the right people for the team. We go to the reference was the candle power. The candle power is the start for what we're looking for. In an interview in our segment, we're going to spend probably 15% of our time on the candle power. We're going to spend the other 85% of our time on the behavior-based items. We're looking for the right guy that can play on our team. So we're not looking for all Peyton Mannings, but you got to have a Peyton Manning, you got to have a Reggie Wayne, you got to have a Joseph Adai. You got to find all those key players that can make your team complete. Develop our people. So getting back to a little bit of the business side, technical side, and our flexibility, we build it in our shift hours and days. You guys saw that we're a 5-day-a-week, 3-shift operation. Well, guess what? The flexibility is because we can work a Saturday or Sunday. We can take third shift from being a 30% of our teammates and expand it to bigger. There are things that we can do there that we built into our workforce. Back to the finance thing. Finance guy myself, I can't help but go there. How many people in this room have been asked to reduce costs? Everybody in here. But guess what? When you have to do it to achieve something, and you put your mind to it and you set clear goals, you can usually do it. So that's another item of flexibility. We had a new line, like I said, we're posed with business opportunities every day in the medical device industry. It's a very fast-paced changing industry. We have to think like that. How do we get there? We spend a whole lot of time, and any of the students in here, if you ever get to work in an environment of engineered labor standards, labor management opportunities, take advantage of it. One of our biggest items that we do is we use these tools. You got to know what you can do and how fast you can do it. Once you figure out those tools, then you can build that unknown known, correct, environment. Because if you don't, then you don't have those tools. You're more of in an unknown unknown. Everyone pitch in. So I'm going to come back to that here in a little bit. Set clear goals to support our business. Have team buy-in. You know, one of the big items that we promote and we do is in our leadership team, we have our leaders set our goals. We don't just have an executive board that sends down and says, okay, here's your goals for this year. In our facility, in our Hub 1 distribution segment, I actually have the team leaders provide their goals every year. We roll those goals up into a facility goal, and then we decide what are we going to focus on. We limit those goals to 6 goals a year, because what we don't want is we don't want a list of things to do, and everybody then goes out on their way. And what we're looking for is we're looking for those goals to be visible every day. So the Walmart way, you know, where everybody meets in the morning, guess what? We do that every day, but we do it and we look at our goals. Are we achieving our goals, or are we still focusing on our goals? We help and hold each other accountable for meeting these goals. So the other piece to this is, you know what, Dave? You aren't doing so good in shipping. Guess what? We're going to help you. And it's not that one person fails on our management team or in our teammates, it's we all fail. And that's what we promote in our team, to hit this flexibility and have these different changes. All right. So getting back to the structured environment, this is what our teams actually look like. We do have shift managers and we have shift supervisors. Those managers and supervisors are not assigned a specific job function, okay? They actually have to perform all the job functions of the site. A little bit more structured: teammate services, customer service, quality control, inventory, systems, maintenance, and engineering. So there's a lot of moving parts. What does success look like? We'll brag a little bit. I mean, everybody should be proud of their accomplishments and achievements. This site opened up in May of 2006. We went live 2007. We stabilized our systems and processes. In 2008 is when we actually deployed a continuous improvement model. Lean initiatives, capacity expansion to 13 million cases. 41% increase in our daily volume. 41% increase in our daily volume. That's a lot. In 2009, we achieved capacity goals, met all service level agreements, and we delivered a 34% cost reduction initiative. So what we're doing is working. In 2010, BD announced our site Supplier of the Year, and we were a finalist in what's called their HP Becton Award. I'm still a little bitter I didn't win, but maybe next time we'll get there. Little example, I'm back to the finance. You can tell finance guy, finance theme. This is what success looks like to us and our customer, because we're delivering value. This is a cost per case. I would have loved to put numbers up here, but anyway, this truly shows where we continue to make these improvements. We made the big volume adjustment, as you can see, which had a big impact. Then we've continually made a downturn. So we're still vested. We're still interested. We're still learning and growing. A lot of technical terms, a lot of other things out there for the logistics business. Keep it simple. Right customer, right product, at the right time, at the right cost. There are a lot of moving parts, but if you focus on the things that matter, you deliver those kind of results. Talk quick.